Hi, and welcome back to Craft Along with Jay. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Yetta, and I am so happy you could join me today. So, today is another 12 Days of Christmas collaboration day. Today's day 3, and the themes are Woodland or Rustic. I went with Woodland. The hosts are Brenda with Rustic and Lace DIY, and Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World. Don't forget to check out the playlist down in my description box. So first I am going to use some antique wax for this wood tray that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just doing the rim on the inside, on the outside, and all the way at the bottom. Everything except for the middle part of this tray. And here I got this scrapbooking paper from Hobby Lobby as well. It's like a bunch of pine trees, some snow around it. I think it went really well with the woodland theme. And here I'm just kind of pressing the edges in so I kind of know where to cut to make it fit on the inside of my tray. There's going to be a little gap on the sides, but that's okay because we're going to cover that up. But here it fits really well like this. And then I'm just going to use my Elmer's glue stick and cover up the whole back side of the scrapbooking paper. And then we'll place it inside our wood tray and then smooth it out and make sure you get all the way to the edges so it's not peeling and when the glue dries. So smooth it out. And then I got these little picks from the Dollar Tree uh, a year or two ago. And we're going to use the 6 in a pack, and we'll end up using all 6 of them. And here I'm just kind of bending it to see how it will lay. And then I'm going to cut that tip off right there. So we're just using the pick alone. And then when I'm kind of happy with how it's going to look, this is the first one. The rest of them do not take this long. But it was just to get an idea of how I was going to do this and how I wanted it to look. So I'm just going to add some hot glue to the back and a little bit on um, the ones that's sticking out to the sides. They're not really called stems, but you know what I mean. Um, yeah, so I'm going to do the same thing with all the other ones, and I'm going to go all the way around on the inside. They're overlapping slightly on the skinnier part of this pig. And it fits perfectly with 6, which was good because that's really all I had. I had to use what was in my stash because, the Christmas stuff is not out. Although Dollar Tree has started adding some out into the stores. So, and I'm doing this project in September, so we getting there. So here I'm just tacking them all in, and then let me see. I'm gonna show you. Yep, that's what it looks like. And there's a little bit of sparkle to the greenery, and I love that. Then I have these ornaments, which was from Dollar Tree as well, a year or two ago, and I got the deer, and I got some trees, and I'm just playing around with it to see what I want to use, how much of it I want to use, and also the placement of everything. That's kind of the fun part, just kind of playing around with it till you get the look that you're happy with. So, yeah, you'll see a little bit of that. But what I do, well, I guess not yet. I will do it a little bit later. I'll explain it. I'm getting ahead of myself again. But it's just to give a little bit of a 3D effect. So yeah, you got to keep going, playing with it till you see what you like, and that's when you kind of start putting it in with some hot glue. But I play around with it for a while. So I decided just to use one of the deer. Yep, just one is enough. But I do end up using both of the trees. And here we getting ready to add the deer. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to his feet. And when that's dried, I do add a little bit on his back right there. And then he's good and tight in place. And then I had these little holes in the tree up there where the string was because it was an ornament. So I'm just using a little bit of spackling to cover up the hole. And the color fits perfectly with the tree, so I didn't have to paint anything. You can't tell that it's in there. So that really worked out well. And I do that to both of them. And then I put it back down, making sure of my placement. Then I'll add some hot glue and then press it down. And I do that with the other one as well. And then taking a look, making sure I like what I see. So that's what it looks like so far. And then we need some little fairy lights, of course. That is just going to be the icing of the cake here. But it was supposed to be easily to just pull the string out, but of course I messed it up. Instead of untangling it, I tangled it. So I had to kind of play around with it a bit to get it all set up. And then I'm not even gluing the lights in. I'm just kind of wrapping around the greenery here. And I make it almost twice around. So I'm just, weaving it in and out of the greenery. And then when I get to the second round, then I am going opposite of what I did before. So it's kind of crisscrossing. So the lights are kind of offset of each other. And it looks really nice like that. But you got to play around with it a little bit. You can see I kind of loosened up my tree here. So we're going to hot glue that back down as well when I'm done with all the lights. So, but I think this lights just made a huge difference. I absolutely love this piece. So when I get to the end, I'm just going to tuck it in somewhere so it's securely in place. Because I'm really trying not to use any hot glue in this one. And I don't need to. So, yep, that's how it looks like. Well, I use a little bit of hot glue on the battery pack. And we're going to glue that to the back side of the wood tray. But that's the only thing, nothing on the lights or the string or anything like that. And I had just a little dab of glue and then put it on the back. And then just press that in to secure it in place. And that's it. That's all there is for this one. You gotta let me know what you think of this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Love it. So here's a little bit more of a close-up. So yeah, I'm in love with this. Anyway, if you made it all the way to the end of the video with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And I'll see you again tomorrow.